Welcome, my dear guests, to the castle grounds here, Heidelberg Castle. Ricky, so perhaps what is your impression, or what do you want to tell? What do you tell to our guests?
We miss you all, by the way. So hopefully, sometime soon, we'll be able to welcome you back here in Heidelberg. And hopefully we continue to have this beautiful weather. So we really are, fingers crossed, hoping to have some guests very, very, very soon.
Yes, thank you, Ricky. So you see, really, it's relaxed. It's more than relaxed. But this is also a good thing on the other hand. Now, if we will have smaller groups, of course, we will have not the groups as we usually have, like 30 guests in one group. That won't be possible all this year.
So we've just walked through Elizabeth Gate. You may have seen that behind us as we were just talking to you. But basically, this was actually a gift from Frederick V to his wife Elizabeth Stuart, who's actually a princess from England. Now, before going into, or I should say, I don't want to go into that too much right now, because of course we want to be able to give you a lot more information when you're standing here with us, being able to see the intricate details of this particular arch and the amazing ability of Frederick V to be able to give his wife Elizabeth Stuart lots and lots of gifts.
We will now walk with you to the other edge of the garden and enjoy the beautiful view. One of the most, really, the most famous spots on this castle grounds. Why? Because the view is so fantastic. You see, people come from all over the globe to enjoy the beautiful view.
Well, ladies and gents, as you're about to see, this is an absolutely beautiful city. Okay, where we are above right now from the castle is the old town area. There are some modern quarters here too, but this is by far the most spectacular part of Heidelberg. And later on, we'll be showing you a little bit more, a bit closer up. But from here, you can see the rooftops, the orange rooftops of the old Baroque style town down below here.
So therefore, we will, like always we did it, we will do it in the future. We meet you, and on the Rhine River, we take you here to Heidelberg in our coaches, in our buses. Of course, you will also have a lot of empty space in the coach, in the tourist coach, because there will be some rows not being occupied. And so there also social distancing will be a must in the buses.
Okay, so we're now about to enter the bridge tower. And there's normally one or two gentlemen here asking for the tickets.
Exact, and we see what is going on.
And you can see there's one way in and one way out. To make it as easy as possible, they've marked this on the floor. And as you can see quite easily, we now have our masks on. So this is going to be mandatory once you do arrive here into the castle courtyard itself. So what's missing up here is the symbol for the electoral palatinate. And once upon a time, Heidelberg was actually the capital city of the Palatinate region. So very shortly, we're going to walk through the aptly named gate tower. And you may be able to see, just on the archway here, the spikes of the old gate that would come slamming down if need be, and keeping out those that they didn't want inside, and of course protecting those that were inside the castle courtyard.
But did you expect such a real big courtyard, and did you expect so many different facades of different wonderful monuments having been built in different periods in our histories?
And something to reiterate once again, you may be able to see lots of people around as well, and this is just proving the point that Germany is a very, very, very safe country to come and visit. Even though we have this pandemic that's affecting the entire world, Germany's rate of deaths and infections is very, 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 very low. Of course, we still need to adhere to all of the rules with regards to washing your hands, keeping the distances, wearing face masks and so on. Nevertheless, it's a very, very safe place to come and visit us. This is cool because they may not get to see this. Okay, so ladies and gents, we've just taken a funicular down and we've now reached the old town. The market square is just going to be coming up very, very soon, coming into focus. But this is really the beginning of a high street that is around a mile long. So just straight ahead of us here, you can see it looks like the buildings are coming together, but it's actually not. There's a lot of stores to be visited along there. So if you're a shopping fan, this is a fantastic place to come, and you can spend a lot of time here browsing all of the many shops that are available. And as you can see, there's still lots of tables and chairs around. They're 1.5 to 2 meters apart. And of course, they're still adhering to all of the rules. Generally, when you're outside, the masks are not required. Okay, so you're sitting at your table, you don't have to have your mask on. If you go inside to use the bathrooms, or if you wanted to sit inside, you'd have to make it to your table wearing a mask and then sit down, and you can take it off again. And you might want to sample much of what Germany has to offer. Of course, lots of different beers. My favorite personally is the Weissen beer. I really, really enjoy that. But nevertheless, there's a lot of wine produced in and around here as well. So if you're a bit more cultured than I am and you wanted to try a glass of wine, there's a lot of choices available here too. Have a pretzel, a glass of wine, sit back and enjoy what the Old Town Square has to offer.
But have a look, isn't that also a nice option to enjoy our town under those conditions? Ricky, what do you think? Oh, nice, huh? Some seats taken.
As you can see, it's much, much more lively than you would possibly imagine, I would think. As I said earlier on, a lot of cities in Europe that people would frequently travel to, a lot quieter than these, are actually still relatively closed down. But here in Germany, just once again to reiterate that the death rate here and of course the infection rate here is much, much, much lower than elsewhere in Europe and the rest of the world as well. So they do have a very good control of what's going on at the moment. So we really hope to see you back here in Heidelberg very, very soon. So until then, ciao.
Ciao, we wave bye, but we will see each other again and we are waiting for you. Bye bye.